Ever felt like your emotions were driving you instead of the other way around? Have you ever wished you could hit undo on a hasty decision? Imagine mastering those wild impulses, transforming every rush of frustration into a moment of clarity and every burst of anger into a lesson in calm. Think about this. Right now, you have the power to change how you face big challenges in your life, turning tough moments into your biggest wins. But how, you might ask? What if I told you that such control isn't just for the enlightened few, but is accessible to you right now? Let's dive into Stoicism, an old way of thinking that helps people do well even when things are tough, and find calm when everything seems wild. Remember the last time you were in a tough spot that really tested you? How did you handle it? Did you just react without thinking, or did you act according to your deep values? This is where Stoicism helps us choose wisely, acting with bravery, smarts, and calmness. Today, we're exploring an important idea from long ago that's still super useful in our lives today: how to train your mind to act, not just react. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. And I encourage you to watch all the way through without skipping. Every part of this journey offers insights that can truly transform your daily life. Understanding react versus respond, the Stoic perspective. Stoic philosophers from the distant past left us a legacy that's incredibly relevant to our lives today. They understood something profound. While the twists and turns of fate are beyond our control, the realm of our thoughts and reactions remains firmly in our hands. This cornerstone of Stoic thought is crucial, especially in today's fast-paced world, where it's all too easy to react impulsively to every bump in the road. Why is mastering this Stoic approach so important? Just think about the last time you reacted hastily, perhaps snapping at a friend over a minor annoyance or firing off a heated email to a colleague. These moments often lead to stress, regret, and even strained relationships. Now, imagine handling those same situations with a sense of calm deliberation. Picture yourself pausing, taking a breath, and choosing a response that aligns with your deeper values rather than just firing back. This is the essence of reacting versus responding. A reaction is immediate and often driven by emotion, while a response is considered and stems from a place of calm and reason. The wisdom of Stoicism doesn't just help us cut down on day-to-day stress, it also enhances our relationships and improves our overall quality of life. By focusing on what we can control, our actions and our mindset, we empower ourselves to face any situation with confidence and poise. Think about the tranquility that comes from knowing you can handle whatever life throws your way, not by changing the external world, but by mastering your own inner landscape. This approach has the power to transform not only individual moments, but our entire perspective on life. When we shift from reacting to responding, we move closer to living a life of true freedom, the freedom from being at the mercy of our immediate impulses. Why responding over reacting matters in today's world. In today's discussion, we're delving into why it's crucial in our hectic, often overwhelming world to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting on impulse. Let's start with a simple yet profound question. Have you ever wished you could hit undo on a hasty decision? This feeling is something we've all encountered, and it underscores the importance of our topic today, embracing Stoicism to master the art of response over reaction. Why should we care about controlling our reactions? Imagine the last time your day didn't go as planned. Maybe someone cut you off in traffic, or an email set off a chain of frustration. It's natural to react. However, Stoicism teaches us that there's a more empowering way to handle these situations by choosing our response. Today, we'll explore how being more mindful, Expressing our feelings constructively and keeping an eye on the big picture can transform not just moments, but our entire lives. First up, mindfulness. What does it really mean to be mindful? It's about being fully present in the moment, aware of our thoughts and feelings, but not overwhelmed by them. Think of it as the pause button in a world that often feels like it's stuck on fast forward. This pause gives us the chance to cool down, assess situations, and proceed with wisdom. Visualize a busy street in ancient Rome, bustling and chaotic. Now, picture a Stoic philosopher, calm and collected amidst the chaos. That's the power of mindfulness they harnessed, and so can we. Next, let's talk about expressing our emotions. Stoics aren't stone-faced statues. They felt emotions just like we do, but chose to express them constructively. It's about channeling our feelings to foster understanding and respect, rather than conflict. For instance, instead of snapping at a coworker, imagine explaining calmly why you were upset by their actions. This approach doesn't just clear the air, it builds stronger bonds. And what about keeping the big picture in mind? It's easy to get lost in the heat of the moment, but Stoics excelled at stepping back to see the broader perspective. This doesn't mean ignoring the small stuff. It means not letting it control us. By focusing on what really matters in the long run, we can navigate life's ups and downs with greater serenity and purpose. Can you recall a recent situation where mindfulness could have changed your reaction? Think about how these tools could change your day tomorrow. Picture a day where instead of reacting, you respond with intention and clarity. Excited to find out more about how you can make this a reality? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into practical strategies that will help you cultivate a calm, stoic response to life's challenges in our next segment. And remember, this journey is not just about reducing stress. It's about building a life filled with purpose and peace. Strategies for training the mind to respond. Ever wondered how some people seem to stay calm under pressure, making wiser choices seemingly without effort? This isn't just a rare skill reserved for a few. It's a way of life that the Stoics perfected over millennia, and today we're going to learn how to make it ours too. Imagine for a moment that you're a sailor navigating the unpredictable seas. Just as the Stoic philosopher would teach, you can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. This metaphor encapsulates the essence of Stoic strategy, recognizing what you can control and wisely managing your response to what you can't. It's about noticing that initial knee-jerk reaction, pausing to consider its consequences, and then choosing a course of action aligned with your deeper values and long-term objectives. This process starts with what Stoics call the pause. It's a simple yet powerful tool. When something bothers us, instead of reacting immediately, we take a moment to step back. This isn't just about suppressing your initial emotional reaction, but rather allowing yourself the space to assess it. Ask yourself, what's really happening here? How much of my response is based on assumptions or emotions, and what is the rational response? This pause can be filled with a deep breath, a step back, or even a count to 10, anything that helps you shift from a reactive state to a responsive, thoughtful one. Now, imagine the difference this could make in your daily interactions. Think of a recent conflict or challenge. How might things have unfolded differently if you had paused, even just for a moment, to assess and then respond? In our next segment, we will explore specific exercises and daily practices that you can start using to strengthen your Stoic mindset. This is where theory meets practice, and you begin to see real changes in your life. The power of self-awareness and the pause. Ever felt like your emotions were driving you instead of the other way around? Today, let's dive deep into self-awareness and the transformative power of the pause. two pillars of Stoic philosophy that empower you to take back the steering wheel of your life. Self-awareness is about more than just recognizing your feelings. It's understanding why they occur and how they influence your behavior. This heightened awareness is your first tool in managing your reactions effectively. Imagine you're in a heated discussion. Self-awareness allows you to recognize the anger rising in you before it boils over, providing that crucial moment to choose a different path. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, frequently emphasized the power of the pause. He described it as the space between something happening and our reaction to it. This pause is where true power lies, the power to choose. By inserting a simple pause, like taking a deep breath or counting to 10, we can step back from our automatic reactions and select a response more aligned with our values and goals. Think about the last time you reacted too quickly. What if you had paused? How might the outcome have been different? Now, imagine applying this pause every day in every challenging situation. The control and peace that come from this simple practice can be life-changing. As we continue, I invite you to reflect on how self-awareness and the power of pausing can be integrated into your daily life. Up next, we'll explore some practical exercises to help strengthen these skills. So, stay tuned and don't forget to consider how these ancient strategies could transform not just moments of conflict, but also your overall approach to life's challenges. And as always, if this conversation sparks any thoughts or questions, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear how you're planning to apply these Stoic practices in your own life. Reframing perspectives and focusing on what we can control. Have you ever faced a situation at work that felt like a complete roadblock, perhaps a project gone awry or a sudden downturn in team performance? Let's reframe that scenario, a method deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which could dramatically alter your reaction and decision-making process. Stoics mastered the art of looking at tough situations from a new angle. Instead of viewing a difficult work situation as a threat or an obstacle, they saw it as an opportunity to demonstrate resilience and adaptability. Imagine shifting your perspective to see these challenges not as roadblocks, but as chances to strengthen your problem-solving skills and resilience. How empowering could that be? Furthermore, Stoics placed great emphasis on focusing on what we can control and releasing grip on what we can't. This is not about being passive, it's about being proactive in the areas where we can actually make a difference. It's about pouring our energy and efforts into our actions and attitudes, rather than worrying about the external outcomes that are out of our hands. Consider this: when something doesn't go as planned, do you dwell on the setback, or do you assess what steps you can take to address the situation? As we wrap up this section, think about how you can apply this Stoic practice in your daily life. What are the areas you truly have control over, and what might be beyond your reach? Up next, we'll explore some practical tips on how to consistently apply these reframing techniques to not just cope with life's challenges, but to thrive amidst them. Stay tuned, and remember to reflect on how changing your perspective might change not just your day, but your entire approach to life's ups and downs. If this approach resonates with you, or if you have stories to share about how reframing perspectives has helped you in difficult times, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Engaging with these ideas actively is the first step towards integrating them into your life, so let's keep the conversation going. Practical tips for cultivating a responsive lifestyle. Let's dive into some practical tips to help you cultivate a responsive lifestyle rooted in Stoic principles. It's about setting up daily routines that encourage thoughtful actions, even in the midst of life's inevitable ups and downs. Imagine starting each day with a simple reminder to yourself to pause and reflect before reacting. This could be a note on your fridge, a morning meditation, or a mantra you repeat during your commute. The idea is to prepare your mind to handle challenges thoughtfully rather than impulsively. For instance, consider a common workplace scenario, a disagreement with a colleague. Instead of immediately responding in the heat of the moment, take a step back. Think about the bigger picture. What are the long-term consequences of your potential responses? This practice isn't about suppressing your feelings, but rather understanding them and using reason to guide your response. By acknowledging your emotions and analyzing them rationally, you can find the best path forward, one that aligns with your deeper values and the goals of your team or organization. To integrate this into your life, why not try journaling at the end of each day? Reflect on instances where you successfully paused before responding and times when you didn't. What triggered your reactions? What might you do differently next time? This not only helps in cementing the day's lessons, but also prepares you for similar situations in the future. Think about how these strategies could be applied in your personal life as well. Next time you find yourself in a tough spot, whether at home, with friends, or even in traffic, remember the Stoic practice of pausing to assess the situation. Up next, we'll explore more ways to maintain this mindset consistently, no matter what life throws your way. Mindfulness practices for a Stoic life. Let's delve into a pivotal aspect of Stoic philosophy: mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of maintaining awareness of our present moment without judgment, a practice that aligns seamlessly with Stoic values of intentionality and awareness. Imagine how being fully present could change your approach to everyday stresses and decisions. Let's start with a simple yet profound exercise. Focus on your breathing. Wherever you are right now, take a moment to notice each inhale and exhale. Feel the air moving in and out of your lungs, and observe how your body naturally relaxes a little more with each breath. This basic practice anchors you in the present and helps clear away the clutter of distractions and worries that so often dominate our minds. But mindfulness doesn't stop with breathing. It extends to every part of our daily lives. Consider the act of eating a meal. How often do we eat in front of our screens, barely noticing what we're consuming? Mindful eating involves sitting down without electronic distractions, savoring each bite, and truly experiencing the flavors and textures of our food. This practice can transform a mundane activity into a moment of deep enjoyment and relaxation. Similarly, try applying mindfulness to your daily walk or even routine chores. Instead of rushing through these activities, slow down and observe your surroundings or the details of the task at hand. Notice the colors, the sounds, and the sensations. This full engagement not only enhances your focus, but also instills a sense of calm and control over your environment. Think about how you can incorporate these mindfulness practices into more areas of your life. What impact could this heightened awareness have on your stress levels, your interactions with others, and your overall satisfaction? Up next, we'll explore how maintaining this Stoic mindfulness can fundamentally shift your reactions to challenges, turning potential stresses into opportunities for growth. If this discussion about mindfulness resonates with you, I encourage you to try these practices today and share your experiences in the comments below. How did focusing on your breath change your mood? What did you notice when you ate your last meal mindfully? Let's keep the conversation going and support each other in cultivating a more mindful, Stoic lifestyle. And remember, every moment is an opportunity to practice and benefit from the power of presence. Implementing response over reaction in daily life. Imagine this: You're at work, and suddenly you're hit with an email that feels like a punch in the gut. Your first impulse is to fire back a response driven by annoyance or even anger. But what if instead you took a moment to apply your Stoic training? Today, we're going to delve into how to implement response over reaction in everyday life, transforming our theoretical knowledge of Stoicism into concrete, actionable steps. Let's pause right there. What would a wise Stoic do in this situation? They wouldn't suppress their emotions. Rather, they'd understand them and use reason to navigate through them. Here's a practical approach. Before responding to that tense email, take a short walk. It doesn't have to be long, just enough to clear your head and allow you to reflect on what's truly upsetting you. Is it the tone of the email, the timing, or the content? Sometimes the real trigger isn't what we first assume. Every time you choose to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, you're not just avoiding immediate conflict, you're cultivating a lifestyle of resilience, peace, and deep satisfaction. It's about building habits that ground you in Stoic principles, enabling you to handle stress and adversity with grace and wisdom. Let's consider another common scenario. You're in a meeting and a colleague disagrees with your idea in a way that feels confrontational. Instead of snapping back, apply the Stoic pause. Ask yourself, what's really causing your upset? Challenge yourself to view the situation from your colleague's perspective. This shift in viewpoint can dramatically change your reaction, helping you respond in a way that fosters understanding and respect rather than conflict. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever found yourself reacting impulsively in a situation where a Stoic response would have served better? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss how we can support each other in practicing these transformative techniques in our daily lives. As we conclude our discussion today, remember that the journey with Stoic wisdom is one of continuous growth and learning. Each day brings new challenges and also new opportunities to practice choosing thoughtful responses over impulsive reactions. The Stoics walked this path diligently, and with their insights guiding us, we too can face life's complexities with grace, rationality, and strength. As we part, I encourage you to keep reflecting on your experiences, keep learning, and keep practicing the Stoic way. Look for more videos on Stoic Wisdom Talks channel that dive deeper into the art of living wisely and well. Thank you for joining me on this journey toward mastering our responses and living a more intentional and virtuous life.